Hot Top Sports, where the takes don't miss. The prof with the stats, the champ with the fist. Water bringing fire, cowboy, tie riding bold. Bulls calling bets, watch the stories unfold. And it's truly eyebrows running the show.
It's Hot Top Sports, baby. Let's get it. Let's go. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to High Top Sports on this beautiful, cold Tuesday morning. Of course, we're going to cap it off with knock it off with a little beer review. Talk some Heisman to Fernando Mendoza and Gus Johnson on the call. Seal the deal? We're going to talk about Gus Johnson, too, a little sidebar on that conversation. Has college football lost its lust? It's a fun little conversation. It's going to tie into two segments, what the Pitt head coach said, which I found very interesting. And Josh Pay, I feel like, always finds himself talking about how it hasn't lost its lust. But I think there's an argument to where, you can at least ask the question. It's still great, but is it what it was when 10 years ago? I don't know. We'll dive into it. Kiffin speaks on who he believes should be the number one team, and I think this is something that will definitely be looked at. I mean, with each passing year, I think things continue to evolve and change, and we'll dive into that. And then Brian Kelly wasn't fired? I don't know. I'm just as confused as you are. So if you're interested on that, sit back, relax, grab yourself a brewski, because it's time for none other.
Nope, knows the brew.
Spin that track.
Knows the brew. Professor steps in with the foam in the air, got a brew in his hand and a
simple latte.
Yeah, they make you care about the science in the bubbles, man. It's
Rare,
so
oh rare.
Spinning facts like a DJ on the decks. Flavor profiles coming straight from the text. Sip, sip, analyze what's next. Break it all down with respect, no flex. Hey. High Top Sports Beer Review. Hey. Pour it up for the brew. Sip it slow, what they do. Professor's got the brew. Hey. High Top
Sports Beer Review.
Take a taste, break it through. Bittersweet, light, or true. Professor knows the brew.
Huh.
Hey, I thought Batman was supposed to have the shiny logo in the sky.
You guys
You might be Robin in this whole situation. Let's go ahead and get into it. Cider, boys. After that swamp water I had to drink yesterday from Kentucky, that ditch piss, we went ahead and batted one up. I thought I was gonna like. Here's the deal. Cider boys out of Wisconsin. If there's one thing we know about Wisconsin, they can't play football right now, but dang, they can make some alcohol, because this thing, one sip. That was one sip. It's a banger, okay? Now for a cider, I'm not gonna rate it through the roof because it's not technically a beer. I'm giving it an 8.9, which is really high. That's on the cider level. Through the roof. 8.9 bottle caps for the Peach Country by Cider Boys. Just found this company, and boy, they have a bunch of bangers. I can't wait.
Lattes unite. Poor Cody has personality, just doesn't have the looks. I feel that. I love a good cider, man. We went to a couple years ago we're still reviewing.
Real fast.
Apologies.
I think Solderquist said it best. He said I had a face for radio.
Yeah. So it's exactly what he just said. Yeah, same thing. We went to North Carolina a couple years ago for Christmas. It was awesome. One of my favorite trips. Pre-kids, obviously. That's why it was so fun. It was a really good time. Stayed in a tiny home. And we were kind of off the right south of Asheville. So we went to Asheville for a little bit. We were just kind of like off in the little country town. There was nothing around us besides we were in this little small home village. But there was a bunch of breweries around up there and cider breweries. And man, I had a blast up there, dude. You go up there, get some flights, man. Had some great food. Breweries always have awesome food. They had a good food truck there. But yeah, I'm a sucker for a good cider. I tell you what, I can't remember what it was called now, but we brought some home. I loved it.
Do I have permission to go fill my glass real fast?
Yeah, you have permission. Yeah, go. I mean, it's your show. Dude,
that thing is a freaking banger. I mean,
yeah, I don't know if you give it an 8.9 though. I feel like that's a bit high. You can't.
Listen,
it's.
I see a little flack.
Not going to rake it high. 13 out of 10. It's pure cinema.
Mediocre mulligan. Cody would be listen, when you live where I live, sometimes you need the extra vitamins in the cider. This thing is packed full. This thing is a men's
that's an orange juice. That's an orange juice in the morning for the boys up there in Indiana.
Yeah, let me go grab one more of these puppies and then we'll get going.
Okay. We'll wait, Cody. We're not going anywhere. Look, we're gonna add to the show here. We'll kick it off with it because the odds just came out for Lane Kiffin to Florida, and by golly, buckle up, sit tight, and grab yourself a cider because turn me up and spin on me, baby. I mean, I don't know if it was the presser yesterday, but man, it's got everybody horned up, I guess. I don't know. Good morning. Welcome to the show, boys and girls. Smash the like button, subscribe. Always tune into my favorite 7 a.m. alcoholic. I love it. Yeah, we gotta wake up, boys. I was a little late. This schedule is gonna put me through the ringer for sure. It's 100% gonna do that. Cody's giving me flack for waking up a little later. Meanwhile, he's been up. He didn't have to wake up. So I don't know how that kind of works out. But anywho, Cody, I added a little. Not that you give a damn, but curveball here to the show. So moments ago, our guy Danny T here just dropped some more odds, the new updated odds for Lane and the rest of the gang.
What's it smelling like?
It's smelling like all aboard! I mean, I'm just holy. Oh my goodness! I mean, he might as well have just packed the bag and signed the contract because holy.
Well, we got some minus action.
Oh, we got deep minus. Deep minus. We got Fish at +6, Franklin at +6, Drink at +120. Lane
Where's that put Lane?
-300.
Oh my God!
Hey, golden nails, yeah, they gleam in the light. Professor's palette sharper than a knife.
Wow. It was -150 on November 5th. 6 days later, we're sitting at -300.
Golly.
-300. I mean, a whopping.
Is that
change.
A signed deal?
I don't know. I don't know because look, I want you guys to understand what moves these lines, right? There's a multitude of things that makes it move. And we've talked about this before. There is a factor of people making bets that moves the line. There is a factor of noise that's traveling. There is a factor that they take into consideration of how certain fan bases operate. So if they see a fan base extremely confident, they start to see a move. Obviously, they kind of follow the tea leaves like we do. All of these things are taken into consideration when this line moves. I really wonder how his presser yesterday plays a factor.
I have a question for you. Do we have time for a little science experiment?
Yeah, we have more time today. Yeah, I don't go until later.
Okay. Can you look up Penn State's odds of coaching and see who they got?
Yeah, if I can find it.
I'm just wondering.
Matt Rule's favored according to betting odds with around +200, +300. Other top candidates are Joe Brady at +3, Fran Brown at +5, and Kurt Singetti.
And then can you check Virginia Tech? That was also a early fire.
Yeah, but this was 4 weeks ago. This was from October 13th. So I don't see.
Oh, they even updating it. Oh my God. They even updating it.
Oh, here's 6 days ago. Here's 6 days ago. Hold on. Brom joins the chat for them. Mike Elko. It doesn't have the odds for him, though, for some reason.
Can we look at Virginia Tech real fast? That they also fired their coach really early.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a pretty prominent program, too. I'm just thinking here. Because it sounds like they are tapped in on this Florida thing. Or that it's just such a big story because of Lane Kiffin that it's just drawing betting odds. It's either one of the two. Or both. Because I haven't heard any murmurings of any other coaching hire. Have you?
No, I mean we're not
Minus the
following
weird
it,
Penn
so
State.
it's hard
Matt
for
Rule Penn
I don't know where
State.
it's at, buddy. I can go to Kalshi and tell
Okay.
you what they have.
Yeah. Let's swing Kalshi.
LSU's got for Lane right now. Oh wait, hold on, they just updated. Hold on, that was old. So Kelsey has Eli as 38% for their next head coach. I think that's what's moved that line so much for Kiffin. For us,
LSU.
I'm doing Florida, what they have right now, what Kelsey has. Kelsey has 60% now for Lane Kiffin, which is huge. And then LSU, you said?
BT.
Lane Kiffin leads them, and then John Summerall.
For Virginia Tech?
I mean, according to this,
I just want conference.
I don't think they're even going to have Virginia Tech. Oh, no, they do. All right, probably James. Yeah, it's James at 77.
77?
Yeah.
So essentially, they believe that it's James is a lock, and pretty much Lane Kiffin is a lock.
Kelsey, right? People better is yes from Kelsey, yeah, which is a little bit different, obviously, than the betting odds.
Oh, I know. I just wanted to do that little science experiment. It sounds like, for a program not having, not having weight. Boy, it sounds like it has a little weight with the betting odds being updated every other day. And, I know we're close to this thing, but we haven't heard a murmur of any other coaching hire, minus James Franklin to the Virginia Tech deal.
Yeah, I mean, look, we're not following as much, and it's just, again, I don't think it's as exciting. It's because Lane is associated with Florida, which makes it a little bit bigger too. But people were asking about train horns. I was looking up about slide train whistles, trying to figure out how to make this thing work and connect it to the website because we've got to figure that out. I don't know if I can put Lane on it for copyright reasons, but we can put something. I'll figure something out. Yeah, we've got to sell some whistles. Keith made it for me. I didn't make this. He made it for me. I mean, you can have it, but I can't sell Lane. I can't put Lane, and I sell Lane. I can have a Lane train whistle, but I can't sell these.
Why?
Because my name's not Lane. Well, I guess I could.
But yeah, it's not copyright infringement.
You're right. Yeah, he doesn't copyright Lane train.
Patent. Bro, that's where we're walking the gray area.
You're right.
With
You're
all
right.
the
That's where we
crazy
draw the
stuff
line.
we've done. Come on, lock it in. Wake up.
It's early.
Come on, have a swig of this. You need a
My bad.
cider boy in your life.
Come
on, lock it in. Can
My fault.
we lock it in for a second?
My fault.
Okay, let's go.
I hate these morning shows. Cody has an edge, and I can't stand it because he's been up for 9 hours. It's ridiculous.
11 hours.
Chirping my ass. Yeah, I'm gonna call you at 1:30 today, 9 times to wake your ass up. So,
Oh my God.
yeah, payback. Yeah. Oh, Batman, your signal's calling. Wake up. Yeah, let's see how you chirp then. Let's get into Heisman talk, boys and girls. This man, what a weekend! Real quick before the sidebar, did you see the Indiana game?
Did I see it? I watched. Yeah, I watched the condensed version.
Did you see the call? Did you see Gus's or not Gus? Yeah, Gus's call. Gus Johnson's call.
No, not in the condensed version. I didn't.
All right, let me see if I can play it real quick. I mean, you and I are big Gus guys.
Oh, I love Gus. I think he's the best.
Mendoza in trouble. Touchdown! Wow! Omar Cooper! Unbelievable! Give him the Heisman Trophy now.
I love it.
Iconic.
Dude, so Dave was talking smack about him. People are like roasting, saying worst call of all time. I love it. Like, that is Gus Johnson to a T. I don't understand why. I don't get it. It's like the Joe Buck thing. People hate Joe Buck. I like Joe Buck.
The Stephon Diggs catch, dude. You look that thing. That thing still gets me a hard on.
Joe Buck call it.
Joe Buck called it. It's called the Minneapolis Miracle. Oh, find that thing. That thing's a killer.
Yeah, I sorry you're coming in between Shane's show. Go watch Shane. We don't want any beef with Shane. Yeah, I love the call. I love the call at all.
Shane have beer reviews?
Yeah, Gus is fantastic. Gus is one of the best, in my opinion, out there. But so I was arguing with somebody yesterday about this because I felt like we've talked about this week after week about Heisman, and I kept telling you Fernando needs a moment, right? Like that's what Fernando means. And when people were like, "How are you going to give him the Heisman? He played a mediocre 3 quarters and then does." Listen, this is a interconference battle. You're on the road. Penn State isn't Northwestern. They're not the Rutgers. They still had a good football team. They're still very talented. Like what they showed you, like this was their game. They got up and showed out. They're not incompetent to play a football game. So, yeah, Indiana got maybe caught lacking a little bit, okay? And then had to nut up and drive down a football field, and sure enough, did the damn thing. Like, that was the best thing that could have happened to Fernando, in my opinion. Like, nobody's going to remember that the game was close. They're going to remember the moment. Like, that's how this works. Like, I don't understand it. I was happy for him. Again, it's been close. Ty Simpson has looked very not mid, but just quiet. Like I said, it was his to lose, right? In the sense that, like, hey, what can these other guys do? Marcel Reed's right there. He's knocking on the door. Julian Sands knocking on the door. The issue with Julian, very similar to Fernando, is he hasn't had any moments yet. He hasn't had to because none of the games have really been close for him to have a moment. So I don't know if Julian's going to be able. Julian feels very Dylan Gabriel-esque from last year, where doing everything right, numbers there, but it's like, did you have your moments? Was there dang, like he did the thing? I think Ty still could easily edge this thing out if he needs to. Marcel Reed is going to have some opportunities, I think, to close out the year. They play Texas, obviously, to maybe give him some more momentum. Leading your team undefeated, I think they should be the number 1 team in the country. But I still just don't believe that Marcel has, like we've said, hasn't been as electric as the other guys. But I would argue, though, it's starting to shape up to be a pretty awesome battle. I think we're going to head into New York with a true debate. If it were to end today, I think there's a very healthy debate for those 4 guys I just mentioned.
Why no love for Trinidad? I mean, that guy's a Heisman, story waiting to happen. That's a movie waiting to happen. A D2 guy earned his way, was behind Austin Simmons, a highly touted quarterback. Austin gets hurt. He takes the reins and hasn't looked back, and he's looked electric. And he's in a high flying offense. They got a couple big games. I mean, why not Trinidad also in that reign? He does it with his feet. He does it with the arm.
Yeah, he's just not up there. Yeah, it's not a horrible question to ask. I mean, he was 29 of 33 for 333 yards against old Trinidad, which is a huge stat packer, to say the least. But yeah, those other guys we just mentioned are all undefeated except Ty. So that's a big one, to be honest with you.
I was just wondering why he ain't getting no love.
It's a reasonable question. I mean, yeah, Fernando has 2,300 yards, 26 touchdowns, 5 interceptions with an 88 QBR. Trinidad has 23, 13, 2, and 84. So, I mean, 13 less touchdowns is a pretty big deal. He also didn't play the entire season, which is still impressive.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's not a horrible question. I just think that there's those other guys kind of lead this way.
Well, Indiana's on a generational run. I mean, it's like every other day that my dad or grandpa texts me about how we need to give up Florida and start a IU podcast, change this thing to an IU podcast. I told him that's not how it works, but
yeah, I don't hate him. To be honest, college football this year has lost its luster for Heisman. And look, I would argue that like it's definitely not as sexy. Like I'm excited. I think the battle is definitely better.
Oh, I mean,
but when you talk about aura
last year,
yeah, when you talk about aura, it's just like, again, nobody had these names on their bingo card. Nobody had Fernando Mendoza from Indiana. Ty Simpson wasn't even really going to be slated to be the guy at Alabama. And Trinidad's in the conversation. But Julian Sand, we all knew who he was there. Again, for as much love as Arch and DJ got, Julian started getting some noise at the end. I think as the season got closer, that these guys he was going to be good, but nowhere near enough. And Marcel Reed, again, definitely not the same amount of excitement. It just the other part of it too. These guys are in great systems. You know what I mean? Like they're not necessarily like like a Cam Newton or a Cam Ward who are just like electric. Like they're good, but they're not electric.
I ask you this: talk about a complete fumble from Lenora Sellers, DJ Lagway, and Arch Manning. Because if they could have came out and been what we thought they were,
what could have been this year?
What could have been this year? Like realistically, DJ Lagway or Lenora Sellers would have been walking away with this thing. I think DJ would have got the nod because of the schedule. If he could have put up some numbers this year, got some big wins. I mean, he's a big body. We saw him running over cats there in Kentucky. That's always good for the highlight film. You have that kind of Tebow-esque build. I mean, it was all there for the taking.
To think that we've got guys that are fighting for Fernando has 2,300 yards with 2 games left. So best case, he'll have 20 or has 3 games left. He'll have just, if he kills it, he'll have just over 3,000. So I bet he doesn't get over 3,000 because that's if he goes for 300 a game, which I don't think he's even averaging that. Ty Simpson is at, let's see how many yards he has. He's at 24. So no one's going to even be in this 4,000 yard passing category, which I think last year, like all 4 or the 2 that went were over. Gunnar Stockton 2 years ago threw for 4,400 yards. He wasn't even invited to New York. And so think about it.
Gunnar.
Sorry?
Not Gunnar.
Or
not
Carson.
Gunnar,
so think about, like you're right. Like if you're a DJ with a schedule you play, like, hey, you just don't play how you play. You just do what you did last year, essentially, kind of on that same pace. You're throwing for 3,500 yards, 3,300 yards. You limit the interceptions and you throw some touchdowns. He probably could have had some more rushing yards. Yeah, you're right. Like it was a year that was open for the taking. But
talk about another cat, Avery Johnson.
Yeah,
that cat was supposed
how
to
he's
take
played in the past. Yeah, could have been his.
I mean, and that guy, the way he plays football is highlight. You know, it's Heisman-esque moment after Heisman-esque moment. You know, and the way that the reason I was thinking, you know, if DJ Lagway could have brought it this year, you know, those games are always close. You know, Florida hadn't been blowing anybody out under Billy, so those cardiac kid Gators were really going to have to come in at some times, especially against some of these big teams. He would have had to make big throws and some game-winning moments, which he did last year. It's just, man, it's frustrating.
Yeah,
maybe that's why it's lost its luster.
Well, so I do agree. Like we can't predict everything. Like the NFL is very predictable. Like there's a lot of consistency in the NFL. I would say, and the college football is always well. That's why we do appreciate it. Look, great transition. Let's dive into that luster. We're gonna play 2 clips here. I didn't even watch the clip from Pate, but he's talked about it before. I'll just read it. I don't have to necessarily play it, but. College football is messy, but when anyone claims it's ruined, I always ask the same question: do fall Saturdays still feel the same? And I honestly don't even know what he said. And just to answer that question alone, do fall Saturdays still feel the same? I would say no. They don't, to an extent. I get excited still, yes, but I think the biggest factor, because like the Red River rivalry was always an exciting one. The last weekend of college football still feels very grand. Like that rivalry weekend is still very special, just because that's where, you know, in my opinion, what makes college football tick are the great rivalries. But you had BYU Texas Tech this weekend, phenomenal matchup. The rankings are atrocious. Everyone just basically just obliterated BYU as if they lost to some unranked team, but that game would ruin someone's entire season in the past. So, I mean, you always had like 2 or 3 must-circled games that felt like, hey, they're a must-win. I don't want to sit here and be this Debbie Downer because I still love the sport more than ever. And maybe it was just like one of those things when you get older, it's like the magic of Christmas, that the magic changes a little bit and it's on you to create the magic. And so maybe that's what it is. I think it's more of that, to be honest with you. I think we're just getting older. But
I think you're tired of watching bad football by your favorite team.
That could be it too. We're a bad person to ask. Yeah.
Oh, I love it. I've loved this year. There's
literally what Hey You Love Gator just said. Yeah.
Yeah. It's
good point.
I don't think it's lost its luster. I mean, I'm still waking up, you know, early for me. You know, 3:30 is like, you know, 3:30 in the morning. I'm still trying to catch. I'm mad I'm missing the noon games. They're mostly Big Ten, which I don't watch a lot of Big Ten, but I've watched some killer games this year, and I don't think it's lost its luster at all. It's just frustrating to watch 3.5 hours of great football, then you get 7:30 kickoff for Florida, and it looks like a jacked up Pee Wee league running that thing. Like, it's just terrible. That's the depressing part. It's not the football around. I've watched some great games with even teams that haven't been good. I mean, Auburn had a good classic shootout this a couple weeks ago. They had a close one. Alabama, I've watched quite a few Alabama teams or games that have been good. Texas has kind of fumbled and bumbled, but they look good at times and they flash, and you never know what Texas you're gonna get. Like, it's still fun.
Yeah,
Still
I guess
way
you're right.
fun.
We've had a lot of great conversations, and I'm probably
I
just
watched
too
a lot of
depressed with how we
I watched
played.
a lot of Kansas early. Kansas has a great offense. I love watching them. I haven't got to watch them because they're a noon kickoff usually, and I always catch the 3:30 games. But dude, we've had some killer games. We
have. They've been great. Again, I just feel like the whoa, it has definitely lost a little bit. And look, honestly, I think maybe this year's changed because of the teams that are up there. We're talking about Indiana, Texas Tech, BYU, Georgia Tech, Virginia, Louisville. Like, it's like that's what's great. You don't mind it, but look, I think there's something that I've always loved. What's his name? My guy, I love him. Golly, I'm drawing a massive blank. ESPN guy, Colin Cowherd. I remember this years ago when he said this, and it's spot on. I still to this day, like, we always, when the Patriots were on their dynasty run, we hated it. People beat you. If you weren't a Patriots fan, you hated it. You didn't want to see the Patriots there. And then I remember like a year the Patriots weren't there, and I was like, well, this is kind of weird. And it's like, we all think we want this team not to be here. We want the underdog. And the same thing with like March Madness. Like, you all want it till it's there. It's like, you need a little bit of the big dogs and blue bloods to be a part of it. Even if you hate the blue bloods, like, we all think we want all underdogs up there. Well, no, we don't. It doesn't make good TV. A bunch of Davids playing in the championships is not good TV. All right. It just is what it is. And so I believe that cold-heartedly. Like, it's the Yankees and the Dodgers. It makes it to where you want to watch them lose. Like the year, go look at the World Series when it was the Diamondbacks and the Rangers. That was like that's what everybody thinks they want. It was the least watched World Series of all time because nobody gives a damn. Like, it's like, cool, two teams who've never won before win. Now, you could argue that the year the Cubs won, it was very similar, but that was a little bit different tradition that was being broken when the Cubs won over 100 years of not winning because it was them versus Cleveland. But yeah, you like for the big dogs to be in it, and they're in it. I think that these playoffs are shaping up to be fantastic. But yeah, I think you're spot on with part of it just being that our team, we're in a little bit of an echo chamber. Things have definitely been a little bit different.
I mean, you just go back a year. That Arizona State Texas game was a freaking thriller, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's,
to be honest though,
ESPN
Saturday
classic.
watching Indiana and Penn State, that was kind of that first like, baby, here we go.
Yeah,
and that's why I was pissed when everybody was like giving Gus shit about his call. I'm like that's what that was college football in a nutshell. Like, that's what I feel like we haven't really had those moments because Indiana's season was kind of on the line. Fernando's season was on the line. They're like, it could have got rocky quick for Indiana. They dropped that game because they dropped that game. Then they go and they lose the Big Ten championship. All of a sudden, a team that was like locked is now out of it, and that's a big one. That's a big one. So maybe I'm being soft.
Just think a year back, that LSU Florida game and that Ole Miss Florida game when we knocked them out. I mean, you talk about electric game just to watch as a fan. Like, that thing was
maybe we just
killers. We just suck right now.
Yeah. Listen to this comment here from the Pitt's coach, and I think this kind of correlates with this too, where this supports what I was saying because of his comment. But I like his comment. Like, I'm like 50-50 on it. Here's what he had to say.
Do you feel like this is a must-win for this team when it comes to something?
Absolutely not. It is not an ACC game. I'm glad you brought that up. It's not an ACC game. I gladly get beat 103 or 110 to 10 in that game. They can put 100 up on us as long as we win the next two after that. But again, our focus is on Notre Dame, and and getting as many wins
So
as we can.
they play Notre Dame
that-
this weekend.
Is that cat trolling?
No, I think there was some truth to that. Like, they play Notre Dame this weekend. Like, I think there was a little bit of a troll of like, I mean,
Is
I
there a
don't know.
non-con?
Well, yeah, Notre Dame's not a non-con, so it means absolutely nothing to them because
Yeah.
right now the ACC is out. Like, there is no team like there. If he wins out, it's not going to do them any favors. So, but it's a very weird. Like, it just that's what that's what I'm talking about is when you've got coaches that are like that would have never happened. Now, but in the same breath, in the exact same breath, that would have never happened 3 years ago. Pitt wouldn't have even been in this mindset 3 years ago where it's like. So you could argue it's even more supportive of it because it's like, no, like I got to focus on the next two because I got a chance to make the playoffs. Notre Dame doesn't mean shit to me right now. It's just it's a practice game for us. It's a great game. Of course, we always want to win, but I'm not sweating it. Like I'm focused. Like I love the transparency, but like in a way, I think it kind of brings the luster back because Notre Dame is fighting for their life. Notre Dame needs this game more than anybody. They've got to win out to stay in the thing, and they're coming up against a team. It's like last year with Kansas City or the Broncos in Kansas City. The Bengals needed Kansas City to beat Broncos for Bengals to get in. But Kansas City was like, I'm not letting them bitches in the playoffs. We're throwing the game. So you're kind of in this world now where the college football one before, you can impact someone else's who gets in and who doesn't get in. And so by Pitt, basically, and I'm not saying they're going to throw it, but not give it a damn. Notre Dame is just kind of like coasting in because of how it all works out. So there is I do love the 12-team playoff. I think it's awesome that you have teams like Pitt that, I mean, for our entire lives of watching college football, Pitt would never have a chance, ever, with how their season has gone. But right now, they're fighting for their life, and I love it.
Yeah, I don't know if I like the take though. Oof.
Yeah,
It's kind of a.
it's a wild
kind
one,
of a-
right? I mean, I'm sure
Yeah,
there's a bit of.
I mean, you want to win every game that you play. You don't want to get beat by anybody, right?
It's not. I gladly get to say like it's safe. Is it a must win? No, it's not a must win. That's fine. You can leave it at that. To say I gladly get beat again. I think there's some trolls, some snark in there, but I don't know. Again, I think that's where like that game. Because here is the difference. The Saturdays feel normal. 3 years ago, Pitt doesn't have a chance to make it to the playoffs in this scenario, but Notre Dame is still fighting for their life. And if I'm Pitt, I'm here to ruin Notre Dame's season. Like now,
Exactly.
that's what's made college football because the David comes in out of nowhere and anybody can win any given Saturday. And I'm not saying Pitt's not going to go try and play, but like that mindset makes you feel like, well, why even turn that game on? Why? Like I wouldn't even bet on it. I wouldn't touch it. In this game, I mean, I would look at it before these comments and be like, this should be a good one. This is to the top 25 matchup. I guarantee you it'll be on our pick'ems on Wednesday.
Yeah.
And who do I pick?
It's well, not Pitt. Not Pitt at all. Coach don't even care.
Very weird.
Oh no,
Very weird.
It's definitely an odd one for sure.
Yeah, so I feel like look, I'm always on board to kind of throw some shade and bash Notre Dame. Like I'm never not going to be that guy, but I saw like Lou and a couple of people like they made their own like top 25 and they don't want Notre Dame in the top 12 at all. And they should be up there. Their two losses were really, really good losses. They lost to a really good Miami team when they played them, and it was a close one. They lost to the undefeated A&M team by 1 point. I mean, they were two exceptional losses. One was on the road. The first 2 weeks of the year, that's how they opened up their season. Well, I think they played by played, but either way, the first 2 games of the year, and they've won ever since. So anyone else would be ranked. Like I'm all understanding in the hate for them not being in a conference, but they deserve to be where they're at. Personally.
Yeah, I agree too, and they did play a pretty stout schedule. I just we'll have to see if the playoff committee gets it right because it's up to them.
I can't. I mean, Drink being I see this for favor for Penn State is kind of wild to me. It really feels like the Matt Rule is going to be their option, but he also seems like a weirdly odd like fit for Penn State too. If I'm being honest,
Yeah.
like
For them to go back to the nobodies, they're going to be Nebraska again.
they'll be 10-2 again. They'll basically just.
No, that cat barely wins at Nebraska.
I'm talking about.
You think he's a better coach than James Franklin?
I'm talking about Eli.
Oh, I thought you said Matt Rule.
No, they've moved on from Matt to Eli.
Oh, I thought you it cut
No.
out. I thought you said Matt Rule. I'm like, that cat don't freaking win where he's at.
No, Eli. It's kind of the
I
same.
don't think that's an upgrade either.
I mean, it may not be, but I feel like they might feel the ceiling's higher. Is probably where their head's at. So, all right,
Yeah.
let's keep it rocking and rolling here. We've got Kiffin on who he believes should be the number one team, and again, this is another thing that I felt is an important conversation to have. So let's take a listen to what he had to say about
Put him on a neutral site. Ask Vegas who would win. What's the spread? And that to me shows more than people sitting around a room just guessing.
Now that the first CFP rankings are out, where you guys were, where the league was, were you encouraged by that?
I think in some ways a little bit, but I think that some other people have pointed out. In other ways, no. Like Texas A&M being 3. Well, what more do you want them to do to be 1? Like I said, when people want to schedule and they say, okay, man, we need you to schedule hard teams. You're going to have now 9 SEC and then play another hard one. Well, they went up to Notre Dame and won. So those people that say, man, those schedules are worth it to play that, what if they didn't play Notre Dame? If they just played whoever and just had an easy win, they'd be ranked in the same spot. So what good did that do if that's not rewarded? So they got the highest metrics of everybody, and they're not number 1. So I don't know. Again, you talk about those 2 teams right there. Put them on a neutral site. Ask Vegas who would win. What's the spread? And that to me shows more than people sitting around.
I agree. I like that concept. Like if you were to take Indiana and A&M right now, put them on a neutral field, who does Vegas think is the better team?
Oh, A&M by a mile.
A&M Ohio State
by,
on a neutral field.
A&M by 14 points. A&M by 7 points.
Yeah, I love that concept. I mean, Kiffin has been on a burner lately. I feel like he's always been.
I get the IU hype, but they ain't beating Texas A&M.
Yeah, I just feel
He
like
watched a lot of football. Come on, dog. He ain't beating Texas A&M.
He's spot on with the thought of like, what was the point of playing out of like, again, you could argue the conference thing, but it's like, okay, if we're talking about top 25 matchups in conference, and out of what have you, A&M blows both of these teams out of the water. And I can't stand when someone goes, well, because Indiana ain't done shit. So the whole Ohio State is your defending champion is absolutely irrelevant because Indiana didn't do anything last year. They jumped A&M, if anything, right? And I mean, A&M's handled their own. I mean, some phenomenal wins in there. Phenomenal wins. So well, what's the big deal? Who cares? What does it matter if they're 1 versus 3? What's a huge freaking deal? Especially now where seeding is huge. And look, I mean, let's say you're 7, like let's say you're 3 or 4 or 5, and you drop a game here at the end. I mean, look at BYU. BYU went from 7th to 14th.
We've already figured out what the prime spot to be minus number 1 is. That's number 5. Because number 5 gets to play the G5 school. That's an easy dub.
Well, if you're 1 through 4, you get a bye.
I don't like a bye. After last year, all those bye teams lost. I'm good.
Well, yeah, they did because Oregon lost. The other one was a fluke. Yep. Boise shouldn't have had a bye, but they lost. Georgia lost. Who was the other one? Clemson. Clemson.
Yeah. Just saying.
The seeding was off, though. The seeding was off. I can't take it as gospel.
If you're not going to be 1, you want to be 5. Because then you get to play the G5
I think it'll change this
shit
year.
Out of them.
because the seeding was off last year because the Clemson wasn't number 4.
That's what we
Clemson and
looked-
Boise
no,
weren't your number 3 and 4 best teams in the country. And then
Yeah, but
so
that's-
if that was the case, Ohio State wouldn't have been ranked where they were. They wouldn't have played Oregon the second round. So it's hard to take. I get what you're saying. You can't take last year as an historical reference of like, hey, this is a. If it happens again, then I'll believe you. But
I can't take
the
it as a
seeding's-
historical reference.
Huh?
It's history. It's last year.
No, I know,
It's the
but
same format.
the rules have changed. You're not listening because you put 2 teams that in the 3 and 4 that were not your 3 and 4 best teams. Ohio State would have been 5 last year and not 8th based on that reference. And so then they would have played the 12 seed, and then they would have played the 4th best team, and Oregon would have got a much easier game. But because of how the seeding was last year, they favored the wrong thing. They didn't favor the best team. They favored what you did in your conference championship. That's what I'm saying. So this year, the 1 seed should get a better option, should get the lesser talented team in that second round. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but I'm just saying if you're not 1-5 is where it's at. You get to play the extra game, you keep warm, and you get to beat the shit out of a G5 school.
I see your reasoning. I see your reasoning. It's one more game to get hurt, but it's a game that you should just be able to scoot by. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because think about it. Last year, right now it's like James Madison or like a Tulane, I think, is in the mix here. Not Tulane. Memphis. Like that. One of those teams last year would be your top 4 teams.
Yeah.
That's just atrocious. You can't have that.
That's why we need to fix it. I have the solution, but we need to fix that. We need to have them play the 13th ranked team for a play-in.
Yeah,
Or the
I mean,
12th
we're on the
ranked team for a
same page
play-in.
on that one for sure. No question. Guys, 230 strong. Smash the like button, please. Let YouTube know you guys are enjoying this morning show. And again, if you haven't subscribed, we're like 70 away from 28,000. So we need to run. Yeah, Cody's powered up by the lattes. The guy's on an absolute historic run right now. It's unbelievable. I love it. But
Aren't you glad you had me sign that extension?
Yeah, I'm so pumped. Got everyone signed before the end of the year. You know, that's how I got Sexton working all the deals. So it's good stuff. Let's talk about Brian Kelly here before we wrap this thing up. Turn this thing on its head here. So I had to put this in ChatGPT because I was confused. I'm gonna be completely honest with you because me and Cody were like, "Whoa, what?" Like the article said that Brian Kelly was not fired. This is where we're at here. So I said, "Hey, chat, can you dumb this down for dummies so I know what's going on?" So here's what's happening. Okay, there's a buyout situation going on. LSU doesn't want to pay the full $54 million. Brian Kelly basically came back and said, "Nah, you're paying me, cat." What LSU is arguing, here's what they're saying. LSU is now saying we didn't officially fire him yet. Come again for Big Fudge?
What?
We might have reason for him. We might have reason to fire him for cause. If we can't prove that, if we can prove that, we don't have to pay him $54 million. Basically, they're trying to change the story after the fact to save some money. What Kelly's saying is that that's BS. LSU already fired me weeks ago for bad performance, not for cause. LSU publicly said it was because of losing, not misconduct. And LSU missed the legal deadline to officially claim for cause firing. Therefore, LSU still owes him the full buyout. LSU offered him $25 million to settle, then $30 million, but Kelly said, no. I want my moolah, baby. The school has never specified exactly what he did wrong. And the lawsuit also says that LSU had 7 days to notify him that they were firing him for cause, but didn't. LSU's contract only allows for cause firings for serious things like major NCAA violations, felonies, gambling, drugs, and alcoholic crimes, or moral turpitude. Wild times.
You know what that sounds like to me?
Toxic.
That sounds like to me Stalin's secret police chief. Show me the man, I'll show you the crime. That's exactly what they just said.
Yeah.
Stalin, the dictator, his secret police chief, literally said, "Show me the man, I'll show you the crime." You just said that we will find something on him to fire him for cause.
No,
correct?
I didn't say that.
Pretty much.
No. Where did I say that? Where did I read that?
You said he said that he was fired for performance. Why did LSU fire him?
Oh, they're saying that it was for cause. They just don't have the cause.
What's the cause? Show me the man. I'll find you the crime. They're saying they will find the cause.
Well,
That's Stalin dictatorship.
Yeah, but they're too late though. Is what Brian's trying to say.
Well, let me tell you, and LSU. I don't know if you know this about the state of Louisiana. They did have a governor that was so crazy that they end up having to kill him to get him out of power.
When was this?
Did you know that?
No.
I think his name was
Cody's from Louisiana, guys.
So basically he said the only way that they're going to get me out of power is to find a dead woman in my bed or a dead woman in my bed or a living man in my bed in my bedroom, basically. This is like in the 70s. Let me look it up.
Talk about toxic, huh?
God, terrible.
Yeah, I don't know what's gonna happen with the next guy, but man, Brian Kelly, just grimy. This has got to be his last job, and I think he knows it. Splitting hairs over 20 million is crazy too.
His name was Edwin Edwards. He was essentially the governor. He's a governor for like 30 years, I think. 1983. The only way I can lose this election is if I'm caught in bed with either a dead girl or a live boy. I mean, they're just wilding out in Louisiana, okay?
And then he got killed.
Yeah, they killed him.
Yeah, where's Tim Brando at? Yeah, let me see. Let me check the message boards real quick for LSU. Good call, guys. We didn't have a good
talk about a toxic place.
Eesh.
I mean,
so I'm not saying Brian Kelly's innocent either. Let's not get a twist.
So he's not fired, right? Is he fired or he's not fired?
I don't know. I don't know.
Brian
anymore.
Kelly says he's fired.
I don't know. They got hot boards. Let me see what their hot boards are as of yesterday. Hold on. I want to see who they have on their hot board. Oh, they got who's out? Jeff Brom and Eli Drinkwitz. Lane Kiffin's top. Josh Heupel, Marcus Freeman, Kenny Dillingham, Kelvin Shepard from Detroit, Clark Lee, Alex Golish. He's new, and Summerall. Interesting list. All right, let's see. All right, BK update. Here's what they're saying about the BK update.
Incredible episode we're having here. Alex Jones? No, not that tinfoil hat.
Yeah, so look, here's the thing. So somebody just posted the Pete Thamel tweet. So Danny Winsel tweeted out, let me see this tweet here, because this tweet, I think what they're just saying, like it's kind of on November 10th. Oh, wow, okay. In a legal filing obtained by ESPN, Brian Kelly's lawyers state that LSU is saying it never formally terminated. Okay, yeah. That's what we just read. Then Pete says, plot twist at LSU, Brian Kelly. LSU's representative have had a call with Coach Kelly's representative where LSU took the position that Coach Kelly had not been formally terminated and informed Coach Kelly's representative for the very first time that LSU believed grounds for termination for cause existed. So yeah,
they didn't have the cause.
It's chaos. Yeah.
And you think you're going to get a top-tier coach after this mess? You know what? People can say what they want about Scott Strickland and the Florida Gators. At least we made a clean break and we just paid the man. Like, I know they probably could have went down this road of firing Billy Napier with cause, with some of the shenanigans or whatever, with Rashad or whatever. Would you rather be LSU right now? Show me the man. I'll find you the crime, essentially. Or would you rather be the Florida Gators and just cut ties?
Someone says, I'm betting they don't have enough money. Imagine that, man. Might as well just shut the program down. One guy put, I'm rock solid, and then someone commented, proof or it didn't happen. Oh, man. Which we pour again? Ooh.
Sounds like they're poor.
It sounds like he's not fired. Sounds like they're trying to
So
reel
what,
him
he
back
just-
in.
So, oh my God. Could you imagine if they,
He's got to come
we've
back
had
and
discussions. We've had discussions with Brian Kelly and we are going to retain him for another year. Oh my God. Talk about the girlfriend keyed the shit out of the car and you just brought her back because she just, did that thing.
yeah, toxic, huh? Devin gave
Yeah.
$2 up for a box of crayons from my USMC brother. Go Army.
Appreciate it. I like the
Thanks,
orange
man.
ones.
Super chat. Well, I mean, another fantastic show here in the books for the boys and girls on this beautiful Tuesday morning. We'll see you guys tomorrow, roughly around the same time. Bright and early, we'll do it once again. And yeah, these morning shows are kicking my ass. I'll tell you what, but I'm enjoying them. I'm enjoying them. They're fun. They're fun to do. So yeah, y'all be good. We'll continue. I guess we'll watch. We'll keep an eye on this LSU thing. Maybe we'll have more by tomorrow morning, and we can talk about it some more.
Maybe
But,
Brian Kelly's back this weekend.
Maybe he is. Maybe he is.
Maybe he's coaching again.
That'd be wild. That'd be a good time. We got FSU basketball versus Florida tonight. We'll see if you and Ty will be doing a watch party. I won't be there, but maybe the boys will be rocking and rolling. Y'all be good, be safe. Have a great Tuesday. Keep an eyes and ears peeled for some more videos later on in the evening. Peace and love, baby.
It's Hot Top Sports where the takes don't miss. The prof with the stats, the champ with the fist. Water bringing fire, cowboy, tie riding
Veterans
bulls.
Day today?
Bulls calling bets, watch
was
the
yesterday?
stories unfold.
Veteran Day today. Marine Corps birthday.
And
yesterday.
it's
Today?
eyebrows running the show.
Oh, happy Veterans Day. I thought we did it yesterday.
It's Hot
No,
Top
Marine Corps
Sports,
birthday.
baby. Let's get it, let's go.